Investing, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 funds that will make you a millionaire. Before we get into that, if you're new here, consider subscribing. We post multiple times per week about all things money, business, and investing. And if that interests you, stay tuned for more updates. Now, the first thing I want to mention is that this isn't financial advice, and everything is in US dollars. With that being said, let's jump into it. There are so many benefits to for example, if you invest $1,000 and it grows at an average annual rate of 7%, after 1 year you'll have $1,070. After the second year, assuming you didn't add anything else, you'll have around $1,150. Now, if you just let that sit for another 12 years, meaning you didn't touch it, you would have over $3,000. That's the power of compounding. The longer you leave your money invested, the more it grows exponentially. On top of that, there are a couple different ways to compound your money. One way is through dividend. If you buy a stock that pays dividends, you're able to reinvest that money and buy more shares. Another way is through dollar cost averaging. This is where you buy a little bit each month, and then over time you're able to buy more and more because your money is working for you. This is how most people build wealth, by consistently investing and letting compounding interest work. It's magic. That being said, here's a sample 3-fund portfolio. Fund 1 is SPY. This is an S&P 500 ETF. SPY is one of the most popular ETFs in the world. It has a low expense ratio and tracks the S&P 500 index. If you want to invest in SPY, every share represents 0.1% ownership in Apple, Microsoft, Google, and so on. Since SPY is such a large cap ETF, it has a pretty low beta. Beta is a measure of volatility relative to the overall market. So, because SPY has a low beta, it's less volatile than the overall market. In other words, it's a pretty safe investment. Now, since we're talking about safety, another great option is VOO. is also an S&P 500, but it has an even lower expense ratio than SPY, and it's managed by Vanguard. Both are great options, but if I had to pick one, I would go with SPY simply because of its higher volume. The second fund is VTI. VTI is a Vanguard ETF that invests in the entire US stock market. In other words, it's a market cap-weighted ETF. This means that the largest companies by market cap have the greatest influence on the fund's performance. Because VTI is market cap weighted, it's a pretty good option for long-term investors who want to minimize risk. As of now, VTI has a beta of 1.04. This means that it's slightly more volatile than the overall market. Now, the last fund is BND. BND is a bond ETF. Bonds are known for being one of the safest investments out there. However, they do have a few risks. Interest rate risk is one of the biggest risks for bond investors. When interest rates rise, bond prices fall. So if you're planning to buy and hold bonds for the long term, rising interest rates shouldn't be much of a concern. But it's still important to keep in mind. BND is a diversified bond ETF that invests in a variety of different types of bonds. This helps to reduce risk and provides investors with a well-balanced portfolio. So, there you have it. A simple 3-fund portfolio that can make you a millionaire. If you're looking for a starting point, this is a great option. Remember, the key to success is to start early and be consistent with your investing. Don't try to time the market or buy individual stocks. Just buy and hold these ETFs for the long term and watch your money grow. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We wish you the best of luck on your investing journey.